Hey everybody, Ed here with the Digital Digest, and today I wanted to share my full review, the digitally digested segment for the Microsoft Surface Power Cover. Priced at $199.99, I believe this is one of the best accessories currently available for just about any Surface. And I say just about because it's not compatible with every Surface. This does not function with the original Surface RT. It is fully compatible, however, with the Surface Pro 1, Surface Pro 2, and Surface 2. So now that we have pricing and compatibility out of the way, let's talk about the product itself. I've covered this since its launch, and a lot of anticipation for it because this really is what I think every Surface Pro 1 user was waiting for. And then if you are a Surface Pro 2 owner and really want to be able to completely leave the power cord behind, this is the solution. You're pretty much looking at a Type Cover 1 with double thickness. That is because it's got a battery on board that pretty much fills out the entire keyboard. Microsoft has done a nice job, I would say, in constructing this, but there's no question that it is going to add to the actual weight and thickness of that once, I will say, sleek Surface package. And that's because even though the Surface Pro is relatively thick, it's not when you think about its functionality. It's actually quite thin. It's a marvel of design in terms of putting a PC in a tablet form factor and doing it very well. So essentially the only thing you're giving up here is the backlit keyboard currently available in the second generation of both the Type and Touch covers. This does have a sleep function. When you close it with the Surface, it will actually put the device to sleep. You can see it has the magnetic connection port right there. It is a very solid connection like all of the Type and Touch covers before it. It will hold, currently right now holding it up in my first video unboxing. The connection didn't seem solid, but that was also because there was actually still some packaging there. But you can see solid connection, pretty much I would say complete confidence that you're not going to have to worry, but you don't have to exactly walk around testing it after all. But otherwise, it's, again, just a thicker version of the original Type cover. It works very well. It's got that same fabric finish, which, is a matter of personal preference, but the fit and finish, as well as the actual design and how things work, is just exactly what you would want. And that's what Microsoft has done very well with this product. You can see in terms of thickness, it does, as I've mentioned, add to what was a thinner package at inception, but that extra 3 hours of battery life that it's going to net you with just about any Surface it's compatible with, I would say makes it, as I mentioned earlier, the best accessory currently available. I think the other is the other one that I've covered, which is the dock, because this as well as the dock really are two of the most complementary items in terms of functionality and really taking any Surface to the next level. In my opinion, the device that this will most greatly accommodate or essentially enhance is the original Surface Pro 1, because that was the Achilles of the first-gen Surface Pro. It was battery life. Well, here with the power cover, even though it does add that extra weight, you still retain your 10.6-inch form factor, which could be the difference between having to buy a larger bag for many consumers. And that's where I understand personally myself the desire to want to be able to compute in this form factor. So even though you've got the extra thickness and weight, arguably the thickness and weight of a whole nother device, if you wanted to say a 10.1-inch tablet easily, a lot of the latest tablets weigh in at the same thickness and form factor of the power cover. Of course, that would be another bill altogether, even though this is $200 and you could, make the argument that would go towards it. Again, you still here do retain this form factor, and even in my gear bag, this will still fit despite the extra thickness. Now, had I actually had another device, it wouldn't fit because I would have another case. I'd be worried about contact. So this does give me extra battery life that really is a difference maker, I think, for many of you out there. So if you're a Surface Pro 1 owner, as I mentioned before, I think this is a perfect complementary accessory for that device, better than anything else Microsoft has made thus far, even than the dock, arguably. Unless you don't care about battery life. I know a lot of users that are perfectly happy with the 5 to 6 hours they get on the original Surface Pro, and they don't need this, and they carry the charger. But there are a lot of people that want to cut the cord, and this will help you do that. If you're working with the Surface Pro 2, this is really going to eliminate the need for charging throughout the course of the day, is what I would say. It's going to get you to above and beyond what pretty much any Ultrabook on the market right now presently can give you. And that's a bragging right for Microsoft, especially again in this form factor, because this is what is unique about Surface. I mean, having a full-blown computer, even if it is just an Ultrabook, for most that is more than enough. And then you have it now with this extra lip, essentially, which is really only about double the size of the regular type or touch keyboard. I should say type, not touch, excuse me, because the touch is substantially thinner since it does not have the physical buttons, but that's really it. And if you can live without having the backlit keyboard, which I think most people who actually desire the extra battery life won't even care about, then this is, as I've mentioned over and over again, pretty much a perfect accessory. So I can definitely tell you I fully recommend this product to anyone that has a compatible Surface that's looking for more battery life. You won't regret it. It is expensive, but you've already probably invested a good amount into your Surface. So this isn't going to in any way, I think, be a regret, a buyer's remorse situation down the road, because if you're using your Surface a lot now, this is going to only facilitate even more use. And this is all about mobility. I mean, it's a very compact product with great power, and you've got to have some extra battery life, and that's exactly what the power cover delivers. Granted, it's $80 more than the standard version of the keyboard. I think it's $80 well spent. I would definitely, in general, make more of the argument that the traditional type and touch covers are more overpriced than this device. I think that's a much more rational approach to, unfortunately, what is a lineup of overpriced accessories, but this is the norm when you get flagship products like this. So hope that covers everything. By the way, I didn't really mention it. The touchpad works well. It is cramped, it is small, but pinch to zoom, all of those things work really well seamlessly. I mean, it's what you would expect from a company like Microsoft making their own flagship product and ensuring that it really is going to be as good as it possibly can be. So I really believe this is, as I've said now, I think this is maybe the third time, the best accessory right now available for Surface, unless you don't care about the extra power. And I know a lot of Surface Pro 2 users really don't need the extra juice, and in that situation, throw the money towards the dock, in my opinion, or don't even bother with that if you don't need it. Just stick with the regular type cover. So I hope that pretty much fills out all the info you need regarding the power cover. Again, this is the way to go if you own Surface. I personally would not go without it. Any questions or comments, please feel free to post them. And of course, as usual, please feel free to subscribe. Later.